Greetings, foolish mortals. 'Tis I, Viktorya Roze Tassi, and this is take 9 of Ask Me Q&A while I wrap presents for my parents. Had to tie my hair back because it was getting to be so beyond obnoxious. But last year's Q&A while I wrap presents for my parents was such a big hit that I decided to do it again. So let's get to it, shall we? The first thing I have is, an adjustable wrench for my daddy. I'm not going to take it out of the box because it's nice and wrapped. Here's the maker. And also just another reminder, but this video is not sponsored by Amazon. Don't know why I forgot to say that, but oh well. So, yeah. And the first question I have is, from Defies and Cosplay. They ask, do you have your ears pierced? I do have my ears pierced. I got them pierced before I got hearing aids. And when I got hearing aids, I just didn't wear them anymore because it felt like I had loaded ears. So, yeah. Anyway, I only wear hearing aids whenever I absolutely need to. Like if I'm doing a cosplay and the character who I'm cosplaying as has hearing aids. Sorry, not hearing aids. Has earrings. You can tell I got 3 hours of sleep last night, can't you? My beloved army of foolish mortals. But, yeah. Anyway, I do not wear hearing aids due to the fact that I do wear hearing aids. I do not wear earrings. Sorry. I do not wear earrings because I have hearing aids, like 98.754% of the time. And yeah. Anyway, don't get me wrong, I do like wearing jewelry. It's just not practical. I mean, like, obviously I do wear earrings and stuff in order to keep my ears from closing up. But I have no idea how people who wear hearing aids wear earrings too. Just, it's an overstimulation thing. Much like wearing gloves, which, by the way, I do not wear gloves due to, again, massive overstimulation efforts. Okay. A black D on the side for daddy. And I'm going to be posting this video like right after Christmas because my mom is subscribed to my YouTube channel and she is, yes. So for those of you out there in the comments, kindly just, keep things at least rated PG in the comments, please. This next thing is a hammer with a nail starter. Like, you put the nail in here, then bam. Seems pretty handy. Here's the maker. Don't know if you can see it all that well, but I'll also have links on where to buy it down below in the description box. And I'm also going to need to flip this video around somehow or other, which I can have my dad help me do. He is really handy. He likes doing this kind of stuff. Video editing, I mean. While we were traveling around in the USA in an RV, which, by the way, my mental health was not the best. I'll admit that much. He got a GoPro for me after my mom got the GoPro for me. And their intent was to have me, like, film video and whatever. Because Dad started up a YouTube channel with the intention of us posting stuff on it. But I didn't, primarily speaking because my idiot doctor had me on a medication called Depakote, and Jesus Christ, on a motorbike. I lost the tapey thing. Hold on a moment. Let me just... Jesus. Jeez. Nope, that's not it. Coming up next on Viktorya Roze Tassi's a Muppet. Yeah, I kind of do deserve my own, like, Kardashian show or, like, whatever. That'd be a hoot if you ask me. Ugh, Jesus Christ. Why won't... Mom's gonna kill me, by the way. She had me go and see the dentist every 2 weeks when I was a kid in grade school, and I hate the dentist. A lot of people out there hate the dentist, but for me it's personal because... Come on. Jesus Christ, on a motorbike. I'm stealing Jesus Christ on a motorbike from that guy on TikTok who always roasts the most stupidest of videos. One video was of a girl who was dyslexic with time, and I'm basically all like, girl, how the living heck are you dyslexic with time? I mean, like, I'm dyslexic with numbers. That's an actual saying, by the way. I was diagnosed a couple months back, which, by the way, if I could relive high school, I definitely would be. Oh, come on. How hard is... This is me doing my utmost best not to throw this at the wall. You know what? Fine. I'll be back in a moment. I'm going to go grab another thing. Okay. Back. I will find some way to edit that long, rather awkward pause of me not being in the scene for like 2 minutes. But until then, I have got to take for my mom, which, mind you, my parents are not at home right now. They are at church currently. And yeah, they are. They are at church singing with the choir, off key, which D for Daddy. next thing for my daddy is silicone zip ties. I don't know, they just look really cool, so I got them for him. And again, for those of you out there who haven't watched my video, I'll find some way to link it in the description. I mean, like mine, not in the description, but in the tabby thing right here or here. My dad is a real handyman. He's not happy unless he's destroying something. And by destroying something, I mean fixing something. Yeah, just the kind of guy he is, to be honest with you. And honestly, I wouldn't have it either way because he kills the spiders. I'm sorry, he doesn't kill the spiders. He unalives the spiders. Please don't take my video down, YouTube. Yeah, my daddy is a really good guy. He and my big brother are, Joseph, or as I affectionately call him, Gogo. I still call him Gogo even though I'm 31 years old. He's 15 years older than I am, so he's 46, I want to say. Anyway, he is also a good example of the Good Men's Club. He is also world champion Brazilian martial arts. So, boys out there who want to date me, do not make me cry. Yeah, I keep telling people when I meet them that my big brother's world champion Brazilian martial arts. And if it's a man, I'm sorry, not a man, but a boy. If it's a boy, I do not ever see him again. And I cannot figure out why. Oh well. D for daddy. And now for the next question, we have from Bubbles the Undead Clown, who says, what is your favorite Renaissance Fair memory? My favorite Renaissance Fair memory is I really miss fair. Back home in California, I would attend my home fair in Escondido. Every spring and fall, we had two fairs, one in the spring, one in the fall. It was last Saturday of October, first Saturday of November for the fall fair. For the spring fair, it was the last weekend in April, first weekend in May. So it was a Saturday, Sunday ordeal. And I'm going to do a quick sidetrack. Next thing for my dad is a beard brush. He has a super impressive beard. Like, I'm talking, it's awesome. I'll post a video of him later on. I'll post a picture of him up on my Instagram. How's that? But anyway, I have a bunch of favorite memories from Renaissance fairs. The downside about living in Missouri is that there are only like 2 Renaissance fairs. One fair is like 3 hours south or wherever, and the other fair, which is in town, Dragon Book Renaissance Fair, I'm actually debating doing them because I have such a bad experience with them, which I'll go into in another video. But do not ask me to spill the tea just yet, because there's hope that they'll own up to their mix up, to their fluff up, shall I say, in the least bit. But yeah. Anyway. So, I have a bunch of favorite memories of mine from Renaissance Fair, getting back onto the subject. I apologize most profoundly for bird walking. But so I would teach archery on the range with the Archers of Ravenwood, my home fair haunt. That is, I would haunt the fair with them. Me and my friend Ewok, who now goes by Bridget. Hi, Bridget. We would both just haunt the fair causing shenanigans. Like, one of our favorite things that we would play would be we would take the hat off someone, replace that hat with another hat, and then we would just simply go around the fair replacing that. And no one could get mad at us because, oh my goodness, that was a really good time. I really miss my fair friend. I hope you're doing well. How do I wrap stuff again? Oh, never mind. Had a major fart up, shall I say, in the least bit. Gonna size you down a bit. Wrapping gifts should not be this hard. I wrapped some stuff for my two nieces earlier this week, and I did a really good job wrapping it, if I dare say so myself. I got them a box full of stuff, like one of those giant Walmart boxes. And I filled them with stuff that I found that reminded me of them. Sent it to them via FedEx, because FedEx is cheaper than USPS if you use pirate ship. And I'm bird walking again. I am so sorry. So, favorite Renaissance memory. My favorite Renaissance fair memory at the moment, because my favorite memories shift from time to time, is following battle procession. I would always follow Tony E. He is the sweetest guy ever, back to his tent, and I would get him a tankard of water. I would help him dress down. It was really cool, to say in the least bit. I was kind of like a page in that matter. Come on. Sorry, having a bit of a wrapping malfunction here, everyone. Wrapping malfunction 101, 2023. Story of my life. Need to be very careful that I'm not tying up my fluffy pink robe while I do this. Oh no, not the pink robe! So that's one favorite memory. Another favorite memory is I would do archery in the battle pageant, which, by the way, was madness, to say in the least bit. At one point, we had the Queen, God Save the Queen, join us for battle pageant one time, and just that was in itself a nuts. Tara was the name of the Queen at the time. Tara, she is an absolute sweetheart. If you're watching this, hi Tara. But yeah, I have a lot of favorite memories of mine when I did Renaissance fairs. Now that I live in Missouri, I have this really nasty itch where I need to go to a Renaissance fair. I absolutely need to go to one. However, unfortunately, the state has only two Renaissance fairs, like one that's 3 hours south or wherever, and then the one that's in town, Dragon Book Renaissance Fair, I have a massive hate-hate relationship with. I'll go into in a future video. And just like, yeah, it's not nice to say in the least bit. This next question is from my bookshelf, and they ask, what books will you read in 2024? Stay tuned for that, because I will be doing a video, like next week or week after, whenever. No, not week or week, whenever. It's going to be on December 31st, going into the new year. I'm going to be making a video that plots out my New Year's resolution, what books I'm going to read, just stuff like that. And I will say to you this much, I have been collecting books from Disney. They are the new books. They take classic Disney fairy tales and then they tell them in a whole different perspective. And yeah. This next one for my daddy, you're gonna get a hoot at. You know when I was mentioning his impressive beard? Mom is gonna hate me. Hopefully he wears these. If he does wear these, I'll get a picture of it and post it up onto my Instagram. Along with the caption, "Aren't I a wonderful daughter?" Yeah. Hashtag Viktorya Roze Tassi the spaz. And yes, I am aware that spaz has a derogatory meaning towards the disabled community in Australia, but that's not how I mean it. So people from Australia, if you're watching this, do not get offended. I have two posts from @CatsandCrits. Hi, Kelly. And the first question she asked me is, have you ever been to Disneyland or Walt Disney World? I've been to both. I would go to Disneyland every other summer as a child because I lived in California, and that's just kind of what you do when you live in California. You go to Disneyland. And also because my parents, my dad in particular, he made enough to where we could go to Disneyland for 2 or 3 days. We could eat there. We could buy like little souvenirs. There was actually one time when my parents took not only myself but my best friend since the third or fourth grade, Jackie. We both had such fun. And then, as an added bonus, on like the last day we were there, Daddy, although I learned years later that it was Mom who did it, he arranged us to have breakfast with the Disney princesses, and that was so much fun. I can remember at one point Daddy was just sitting there going, and there was this little group of dads, and they were like kind of congregated in the corner, and they say to him, "We know, pal, we know, but trust me, they're gonna remember this forever." But yeah. Jackie still thinks my daddy did it. Like, he's a pretty awesome guy, if you ask me. And basically, from what I understand, it is pretty hard to get in to go see Breakfast with the Princesses nowadays because everyone wants to have Breakfast with the Disney Princesses. And so that's one story of when I went to Disneyland. Another story is that in, I want to say 96 or 95, I went on the Dumble ride with Minnie Mouse. Like, she was actually on there with me on the ride, and she was like, showing me how to make the Dumbo ride go up and down, the Dumbo elephant, and just, that was so much fun from what all I remember. My dad has a video of it. I have it. I've just been meaning to like post it up or whatever. But yeah. Cats and Creps also asked if I've been to Walt Disney World. I've been to Walt Disney World. I went there when I was 3 or 4 years old for a family reunion in Florida with my Nona Morrison, I think it is who it is. I have a lot of family members. my Nona Morrison lived in Florida at the time before she passed. Rest in peace, Nona Morrison. I'm not Catholic, by the way. I just do that a lot. Sign of the cross. But yeah. Anyway, we went to Walt Disney World there. We had such a blast. My Aunt Jen at one point got me a pair of socks because I got my shoes and socks wet or like whatever. She loved me. She has two boys of her own, my cousin Jake and Ryder. And so she absolutely loved being an auntie to a little girl. That was so much fun. She got me the socks, and the socks were too big. I think I still have the socks somewhere. Remind me, my beloved army of force mortal, and I shall dig them out for a story time. Cass and Krebs also asked, what concerts have you been to? In 2007, I want to see my grandparents, my grandma and grandpa Tassi, treated me to the Hannah Montana concert that was shown in the cinemas. Now, like mind you, this was at the end of my Hannah Montana phase. They took me out because my dad was going through surgery to have his prostate removed. He had prostate cancer for the first time. And they treated me to Hannah Montana concert, despite the fact that I said to my parents, I'm kind of starting to fall out of Hannah Montana right now. They still made me go see it, which it was alright, I guess. And then after that, we went to a 1950 diner where we had burgers and shakes. I've also been to the Lindsey Sterling, I think it was Magic Box tour. I saw it in San Diego at the San Diego Civic Theater because, of course, I lived in San Diego at the time. And I almost had a seizure while I was there. Let me explain myself. I have dystonia. That is a seizure disorder, long story short. And three things can trigger it. Extreme heat, being like really active and loud pounding bass. Guess which one triggered it? There was the two opening acts that started up. First act was okay. Second act was loud pounding bass. Mom turned to me and she asked me, is this Lindsey Sterling? And I say to her, do you think it's her? No, it's not her. And just, yeah, that was in itself not fun. Those are the only two concerts that I've been to, like, aside from music concerts at Grossmont College, which is where I went to receive my education. Favorite and least favorite Christmas years and gifts. My least favorite Christmas years was when I was in treatment because I was undiagnosed bipolar, and of course I was in treatment. And also when we were on the road in the RV. Those are my 2 or 3 least favorite years. When I was, yeah. I will tell you what my least favorite Christmas gifts are. For the past 3 or 4 years, I've been sending my mom an Amazon wish list for stuff that I very specifically want. I do not like it when she buys me stuff that's not on my wish list. I also do not like it when she buys me clothes because she always buys me clothes in a medium. I'm not a medium. I haven't been a medium for years. Okay, so rant over. Favorite movie snack? White cheddar cheese popcorn. Definitely, without a doubt. Favorite Pixar film? Brave. Does Disney Pixar count? I really love Brave. It is my favorite Disney Pixar movie. So, next for Mom, she loved sharks. So, I got her a shark plushie. I'm not going to wrap this guy up because obviously, it'd be kind of weird wrapping him up. Although I may put a bow on him. I don't know. The second round of questions that Captain Crape asked is, when did you first start making jewelry? There are two answers to the question. First answer is unprofessionally. I started when I was like 3 or 4. You know, I'd like make jewelry out of noodles or like just whatever. However, professionally, I've been making jewelry since 2013, I want to say. Yeah, it was like 2013 when I opened my Etsy shop. I closed my Etsy shop start no, end of 2017, start of 2018. Long story short, I did not like the direction which Etsy was going, which is another story in itself, shall I say, in the least bit. Casting Crest also asked, when did Sapphire Sea Siren start? Sapphire Sea Siren, which is my jewelry business, started again in 2013. I originally started up Sapphire Sea Siren because I was gonna, sorry, because I was going to sell like mermaid inspired trinkets and toys and like whatever. I was very deep into the professional mermaid community. What can I say? This next thing for mom is a mug. I'm not going to take it out and show it to you because it is pretty nicely wrapped up, and also because I am really lazy and I do not want to dress it up any more than it already is. But yeah. It's a Jurassic Park mug for those of you out there who are wondering. Because again, my mom she loved her Sharky, and she loved her dinos. In fact, just the other day, she and my daddy went to go see the dino exhibit at the Lowe's in Springfield. Not Springfield, at the Lowe's in Ozark. And it was really awesome. Daddy got a lot of very cool pictures. And one of the pictures that he got was a mom, and she was literally screaming as a Tyrannosaurus Rex was roaring like right after her. But it wasn't a, oh my goodness, this thing's gonna eat me, I'm so scared kind of screaming. It was actually more of a, I'm in heaven kind of scream. Just, you know? I know, my mom's kind of weird. She's kind of weird because she's my mom in my own defense. I mean, have you seen me on a rainy day? I get so massively weird, it's insane. So, next question from Matt Cats and Creps is, what is your favorite Gillespie movie? I think is how it's pronounced. I'm rather biased because I've only seen one Gillespie movie, and that movie is Howl's Moving Castle. I saw Howl's Moving Castle years ago when Netflix was sending movies to your house, because of course it was. The company was doing that. Just my mom got Netflix, and Netflix would send us movies. That's actually where I first saw West Side Story. I saw West Side Story as Netflix. Loved it, of course, because who doesn't love West Side Story? It's a classic. And yeah. Then you are set, you're a cat out of better get out of way. Here come the world, little world, better go underground, better run, better line, we're drawing the line, we'll keep your nose hidden, we're hitting the sign. Cause visitors forbidden, and we ain't kidding. Here come the jet, yeah, and we're gonna be every last bugging it on the whole bugging free, on the whole, ever, bugger, loving, free. I absolutely loved that musical when I was younger. When I first started going to West Hills High School, which was my high school, I asked Mr. Deerfield, he was the theater teacher, hey, can we put on West Side Story? And he looked at me and he said, can you dance like that? And I go, yeah? And he goes, okay, touche. Spoiler, we ended up not putting on West Side Story because it is such a demanding show. But it's always been on Mr. Deerfield's bucket list. Like, he always wanted to put on a production of West Side Story. He just wants to do the show justice. He doesn't want for it to be like one of those cringy things that you find on YouTube when you're bored or like whatever, and you just need to find something to be groaning at. Just, yeah. It's like, when did we go from Howard Movie Castle to West Side Story? Casting Craft asks, have you ever been in any theater production? I have actually, yes. I was massively in the acting community when I was in high school. And before then, I was in a production of, this was with the now debunked theater company. I think it was the Californian something of performing arts. I don't know off the top of my head. Anyway, I was in the 3 productions that they put down before they closed due to lack of funding. And those 3 shows were Little Shop of Horrors. I played the plant because there was a massive shortage of dudes in the production. Like, mine, not in the production, but massive shortage of dudes in the theater program for like whatever reason. Theater is wonderful. Theater is for everyone. I just have absolutely no idea why more people don't like theater. I was also in a production of The Little Mermaid. I played Ursula. And okay, so Little Shop of Horrors was really cool. It was really cool because I was playing the plant prop, and by like closing night, the plant prop is falling apart dramatically to the point where you were watching the show and you could very clearly see me inside, like doing the puppetry. I was doing the singing. I was dancing while I was sitting. And it was insanity, saying the least bit. I was also in a production of The Little Mermaid, and for my great big introduction scene, the scene where I say, well, 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 the Little Mermaid loves a human. You know, just basically that whole line. I came into the audience, and as I was saying my line, I was stepping through the audience, and I stepped on stage, spin around, and all the kids started crying. That was just insanity in the least bit. And then the 3rd production I was in, Wizard of Oz. That is, I'll get to that in a minute. This next one for my mom is, it's a big one. What did you get your mom? You're thinking. I got her, let me just get it out real quick, trolley bags. I got her the pretty colored ones because my mom's all about aesthetically pleasing, like whatever. But yeah. So Wizard of Oz Okay, so I'll cast as the Wicked Witch of the West. And the director had this ingenious idea that for my great big introductory scene, which is basically where I go from the Karen of a neighbor who hates Toto to the Wicked Witch of the West and the hurricane. Was it a hurricane or was it a tornado? I can't remember. I would fly in up over the audience and just, yeah. Anyway, we had two people playing the witch. We had the neighbor, who, by the way, was an absolute sweetheart. And then we had me actually playing the witch. So, anyway, what happened was that I'm not even going to bother wrapping this. I'm just going to tape it shut and call it a day. Let me see if I can get you to work, because if I can't get you to work, nope, can't get it to work. I'm going to have to wait for my dad to get home from church before he can help me with that. Gonna put you right there. So anyway, what happened with that opening night? Everything had been working just good. We tested everything like 3 or 4 hours before the show started. And anyway, opening night, I'm at like the very back of the theater, waiting for my cue start. I go flying over the audience. I'm cackling. Now, mind you, this was the scene where I land on the stage, do my whole shh. I have 2 or 3 flying monkeys with wings and feds in uniform, like around them. One of them comes behind me, unhooks me from the cable. I do my scene, scared a munchkin. I'm sorry, munchkin's not a polite word. Little people. I scare little people, threaten Dorothy, say, I'll get you yet, my pretty and my little dog, to Glinda, I think. Like, it's been years since I last thought about this. And then I go down through this trap door. That didn't happen. I'll give you a hint. On either side of the stage are these giant Greek-like columns. Kabam! Right in the stage right, I bounce off. I'm okay, but my nose is bleeding profusely. Spoiler alert, I didn't break anything, but just not very traumatic to say the least bit. For my mom, I have mounted dinosaur heads, which I thought I was getting a bigger one. I am going to wrap this into this box right here. I've been hoarding boxes since like January 1st. It's a massive flaw of mine, I know. I know it's a flaw. I know it's a flaw. Just I can't help it. Just can't help it at all. Yeah, I'm also gonna have to wait for Dad to get home before I wrap you up too. Cats and Creps ass. Yeah, I already did that. But yeah. Anyway, when I got to high school, I took a break from acting on stage because honestly, much as I like it, it's really emotionally exhausting. Next, for my mom, I got these heated gloves. Yeah, I got her heated gloves because she has arthritis. And also because it's just cold here in Missouri. Okay, so story time. I ordered one set of gloves. I got one set of gloves delivered to me in the mailbox, and I'm all like, oh, okay, no big deal, good to know. And then the next day, I get another set of gloves delivered to me. in like my Amazon package, and I'm all like, what the hell is going on here? So I get in contact with the shop owner. I say, hey, this happened. What happened? Do you want me to send them back? And the shop owner said, I am so sorry. Tell you what, why don't you keep the other one as a compliment? And so, yeah, that happened. So mom had a set of gloves. I have a set of gloves. I give them to daddy. However, they're pink. And I don't quite exactly think he'd like having pink gloves. Not manly enough. I mean, like, I guess it's manly. Men out there can wear whatever colors they want. My dad just really hates the color pink, which is completely understandable because I don't like pink myself. I'm more of a blue kind of girl. Side note, I also got some stuff for Jackie, as I may have mentioned before. My friend sent the 3rd or 4th grade. And I'm just waiting for 1 or 2 other things to come in from Amazon before I ship it off, which I should have got this stuff ordered in like October or September, except for the fact where I was procrastinating. I'm the queen of procrastination, but by the way, yeah, yeah. So that happened. Speaking of which, Jackie lives in Troy, which is quite literally just a hop, jump, and skip away from where I live. So we're basically like backyard neighbors. Yeah. We are backyard neighbors. We have not met up with each other yet. Because honestly, life has been, it's been busy for me. Like, I've been busy getting my mental health back into state, and yeah, having mental health problems is not fun at all. Just very important note, I am never forgiving my dad, by the way, for dragging myself and my mom off with him on his adventure to go explore the US of A. Because we lived in California, he didn't like living in California. It was a one-party state, and gas prices were like $6 or $7 for a gallon, which is crazy expensive, I know. So, yeah. I would have lived in California except for the fact where I'm unemployed. I mean, well, I'm self-employed except for the fact where Sapphire Seaside, like, I'm lucky if I make $100 a week. Yeah. This last thing for mom, which, I'm sorry, I have 2 things for mom. The second to last thing for mom is taco socks. My mom loves her tacos. I mean, just, I'll tell you what, you give that woman a good taco and she's a happy one. I mean, like, she's your friend for life now. Where's the tape? Ah, here's the tape. Hold on a moment. Sorry, just need to do something real quick. There we are. Yes, I know you're still there, my beloved army of force mortals. I know you're still there. I'm just thinking. Thinking, you say? Oh no, not thinking. Yes, of course I'm thinking. I'm always thinking you. So the final gift which I have from my mom is this may not look like much, but it is actually bags. You connect them to the inside of your dryer, and you can stick your shoes in and dry them. Before this invention, I would just toss them in and let the dryer do its job. But this is going to be a massive improvement, I think. I don't know why, but I have Bob the Builder's theme song stuck in my head. Bob the Builder. My dad's Bob the Builder, except his name's John. John the Builder? John the Builder, can he fix it? John the Builder, yes he can. Yeah, like, I'll tell you what. If my daddy can't fix it, we're all screwed. So anyway, as I may or may not have mentioned before, but my dad is a good man, the best man. He's a good egg, as Kelly would say. He's a good man because he's the man who unalives spiders. I've learned my lesson, YouTube. Not gonna say, you know. And that's everything. I have one last question from Rose of Ravenwood, who asked, what is your favorite color? Blue. My Nana Mimi, my baby Blanky. I'll have to dig her up. I know she's in here somewhere. She is blue. My Nana, my mom's mom, hand stitched her for me. She did not use a sewing machine. Just the craftsmanship is so pretty. I'll tell you what. That thing has been peed on. It's been cried on. It's been puked on. It's literally went through a third world war with me. But yeah. So blue is my favorite color. It'll always be my favorite color. Just yeah. I think it may be in fact in tone to my baby Blanky. And that's everything. Until next time. Bye.